computer. All right, so this is Coaching 101, the first call. I'm going to do a series of 2 calls, you guys, and the next one will be next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So same time, same place, same Zoom link, same password. We're going to do the same thing. And basically what I'll cover in the second call is kind of what I don't cover tonight. And so because I want you guys to be able to ask questions and to interact and things like that. But the first call will be a lot of information. And the second call will be more, maybe just more taking action. And so tonight, while you can take lots of notes or whatever you need to do, I've also created a playbook for you guys as well. And I'll show you where you can access that. If you're on my personally sponsored team page, and if you're not, like Hillary and Holika, you'll get those. Hillary, just message me and I'll send it to you. And then Holika, Randy can download it and send it to you. So no big deal. So I created this new coach playbook. And the reason why I didn't put it on the team page is because I personalized it with my own pictures and voice and that kind of thing. And I will be making a template available so that you all could actually take this playbook and personalize it for you when you want to send it to your new coaches. So that's kind of fun. Okay. Cause that's what we're all about in the world of coaching. It's not like, kind of the way it was in the world of teaching when I was a teacher, where we just kind of like created our things and like kept them sacred and didn't share them with people. Like that's not the way it is at all on our team. So we will share everything with you. So if you're ever on a call, you're like, oh, can I have that graphic or can you share that with me? Everyone will say, sure, girl, of course. So just please know that as soon as we figure out how to do those kinds of things, right? But most of the time we can. But I'm just really excited that you guys want to learn more about coaching, because this is more, we're going to talk kind of about the business basics, because I think that knowledge is power when you know how to use it, to your advantage and take action with it. And I think sometimes that gives us just confidence, because I know for me, when I started as a new coach, my coach was also really new as well. Because my coach right now is Julie Voris, which is really amazing, but I didn't start with her. My coach has since left the company. And so I floated up to her. And so my coach was very new, and we were both kind of starting at the same pace and same rate. And so I just kind of figured everything out on my own. And one weekend, I just remember spending a Saturday, our kids were teeny tiny. I locked myself in our bedroom and was like, I need 2 hours. And I just went into the Coach Online office and just like read and absorbed as much as I could. And I remembered feeling a lot more confident. I was like, okay, like, I think I kind of got this. Even though you don't need to know all of this to be successful, I also value and appreciate the fact that we want to know more and understand more, right? We want to feel like we've got a good handle on this, because at the end of the day, what we're doing as coaches is we are meeting a need. We're fulfilling a need for someone. And that need might be community. That need might be weight loss. That need might be support and accountability. It might be just a positive tribe. It might be a solution, whatever it is, we're able to fulfill a need, but we're also building a business at the same time. And so it's kind of nice to have a plan and to have a strategy and to know what you're doing. It doesn't take a lot of skill to be able to help connect someone to a challenge pack. It just takes belief. Like, that's all it takes. It takes your own personal belief in who we are, what you can offer someone, what the products will do for someone. Like, you only need belief, right? And the desire to help someone. Like, that's all. And these are extra, but I also value and understand, because I also wanted to know more of the basics. And that's kind of what this is tonight, is just the basics. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to probably, fumble around a little bit because I haven't done this method before. And I'm going to pull up. So I made this on Canva, canva.com. This is my very favorite place to make graphics. And I have a pro account, which means I pay for it, but not a lot. But I just recently upgraded to a pro account. So like, using Canva is totally free. And I don't know if our teacher friends out there use Canva, but like, I wish I would have had Canva when I was making presentations, because I would have had the coolest presentations in the whole wide world. Okay, but I've also made this a PDF. So you can just watch and follow along, maybe write notes on the side, but you will also be able to have your own copy of this. okay, if you haven't seen it already on the Unstoppable Empire team page, which makes me want to say this. So you guys that are my PS coaches, like you signed up with me, you're part of two main team pages. And a lot of coaches do this. Like I have my page just for my PS coaches, which is the Unstoppable Empire. But then we also have our downline, like our whole huge downline, which is the Fit Fighter Nation. And so that's where all of our coaches are. That's where when you enroll coaches on your team, you will welcome them and add them to the team page. And like all those details and all those things are later on in your coaching journey and like what we'll teach you later. But like, just know that like, that's our family, right? Like that's our Fit Fighter Nation family. And when someone joins you on your team, they become part of that nation, that Fit Fighter Nation. And so you are so welcome to also add and welcome and celebrate your coaches on the Fit Fighter Nation page. The Unstoppable Empire Facebook page, that's just for me to add my coaches to, and for me to communicate just for my coaches. So just so that you guys know that as well. Okay. So I'm going to go into presentation mode, which makes me excited. Okay, so this is our playbook. So this is basically like a handbook, but I thought playbook sounded cooler. Now, I am not going to read to you every word of this because I'm just not going to do that because we don't need to do that. But this is basically me just saying welcome to the team. And I understand that we can choose to feel a little overwhelmed when it comes to all the details that comes to coaching. But at the end of the day, it's really all about you being on your journey. Because if we are not committed to a program and to drinking our Shakeology and falling in love with Energize like everybody else in the world, it's really hard to authentically share this with love to others and excitedly share it. And so it's just really important that if you learn nothing else tonight, that you just hear me say, like, my number one job is to be on my journey. Because stuff may hit the fan, things may get crazy in your life, but the number one thing I never want you to fall away from is being on this journey. And that means starting and finishing programs. It doesn't mean dabbling and bouncing around. It means like starting and finishing, because something magical happens when you start and you finish. When you drink your Shakeology every single day, you know, when you create your own story with recovery and with Energize, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was totally skeptical of that. And then I had it when I did MBFA and I totally see the difference, right? I mean, you just are creating your own story. You're creating your own testimonial over and over again. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you have six-pack abs. It doesn't mean that your quads look awesome, because that's my goal, is to have really cool quads. But like, it's for whatever reason, my body doesn't want to build my quads. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're perfect with your nutrition and you don't eat pizza. Okay. It means that you're on your authentic journey, and whatever that is to you, because you get to determine what success is to you. Like, success on this journey may not be losing 10 pounds. It might be gaining muscle, and that's okay. Or success on this journey might be getting your family out of debt, and that's okay. Success on this journey may be helping one person. You know, success on this journey is going to evolve, it's going to change, and it's going to be yours. And so you get to define that, and I'm not going to define it. Your coach isn't going to define it. I'm always going to say, what do you want? And the thing is I think if someone would have asked me that, I would have been like, I have no freaking idea. And so, you know, I'm going to help give you some ideas of what that could be. I want you to always have your eyes and ears open to what that can be, because I've seen this business, and it's going to sound so cheesy, make dreams come true for everyone in so many different ways. And it really has, because what this business does is it's taking health and wellness and community, and it's combining it with a business. And so what we're doing is we're becoming better versions of ourselves as a result of being on the journey, but we're also then connecting it to purpose and passion. It's also a business, and it's just mind-blowing amazing. And but what happens on that journey, the business journey, is that we're helping other people work on their health and wellness and become better versions of themselves. And so it's just the most fulfilling journey in the whole wide world. And so you see so many people's dreams coming true, because the first time in their lives, they're actually like feeling fulfilled. They're happy, they're confident, they're well, you know, and they're, you know, doing personal growth and development. They're surrounded by awesome people. Their tribe is positive, and they're just like, their lives are getting better. And so you'll see that happening. And this business is just an amazing tool for just promoting that and condoning that. And so, I'm going to go through some of this kind of stuff quickly, but, as a new coach, you just want to make sure that you're getting started on your journey and that you have talked to your coach, that you are, you're doing a program, you're using the products, you're in a bod group, that you're part of an accountability group, because we want you to be working on your story and your results, because that's your greatest asset in the beginning, is your own story. And it doesn't mean that you finish a whole program. It means maybe you did 3 days or you did a week, and you can tell a difference, you can feel a difference, or even see a difference, but you're on your journey, and that you're part of our communities, our support communities, because at the end of the day, a coach is also then going to lead their own virtual support groups, your own bod groups. Like, that would be the end all goal, is that you are then leading your own bod group, because you want to have something to invite people to. You don't want to just be like, hey girlfriend, you want to do this program with me? Then it's kind of like, okay, whatevs. But it's like, hey, come join my group. I want you to be one of the first people in my first bod group. Then it becomes something more, right? You want to have something to invite people to, or it's kind of like almost like a dead invite. It's just like saying, hey, you want to have coffee sometime? People are like, sure, whatever. But if you're like, hey, do you want to have coffee with me on Friday, 9:30 in the morning? It's going to be awesome. We can blah, blah, blah. Like, it's more of a specific invite. So you need to have a specific invite, and inviting to a bod group is great. When you're a brand new coach, it makes a whole lot of sense, and you're always invited to invite your new people to your coach's bod group with you. Then you're kind of like an apprentice, because then you're like taking it in and learning as a new coach, but you also have your own new clients in there too. And so it's like you're an apprentice, which I love that phase, because then you're looking at that group a little bit differently. Like, how could I run a group? What will my group look like? What can I take away? What can I change? And then you're also in the group knowing that your friends or your family are in there with you. And so then you're also like on your A game, and your accountability goes through the roof. So it's kind of fun as a new coach to do that. All right. So you always want to make sure that you do this, but you also teach any of your new clients to do this, that before you begin. And when you guys get your, the PDF of all of this, anything that looks like this gray box with the little lines, like, you click on that and it's hyperlinked to videos that teaches you how to do all of this. That when you start your journey, and when your clients start their journey, that you're always taking before photos, and you're taking measurements, and you're doing all of that. Because as much as like I hated doing that, I really am so glad that I have a before photo when I started my journey. It gives you something really awesome to look at as you go throughout your journey, no matter what your goals are. But it's a measuring tool, right? And that's something really powerful that you can share with people, whether it's publicly on social or behind the scenes. I only took one before photo, like literally one before photo, like straight up, just like this. And it was whatever. And I wish I would have taken way more than that. And I wish I would have not worn that same bikini on that one picture, right? So maybe think about taking them multiple times, just because. So your goals, we are going to get to this, and this is kind of where we'll end tonight, not on this page, but where we will come back to tonight, would be your goals as a new coach. Now, I'm going to throw some things out there at you. Your goals as a coach in the first 30, 60, and 90 days, because I definitely want you, and I'm asking you that because I feel like that we need to focus more so than like, let's just see what happens with this. Because when we say, let's just see what happens with this, like, you have to be intentional about it. People and clients don't just like fall out of the sky into your lap, or people don't just bang down your door and want to say like, what are you doing? I want to do it with you. It takes work. Like, we actually have to talk to people and reach out to them. And it will start with our friends and family and people that we know, love, and trust. And then it will expand as we expand and grow and learn more. But we need a goal to work towards, or we won't do it. We'll talk ourselves out of it all day long, because it's scary. While it's not hard at all to say, I'm going to help 3 people. I'm going to help 3 people. That's not hard. But when it comes down to it and you're holding your phone and you've got to like send a message to somebody, you're like, oh my gosh, but what if they say no? What if they judge me? What if they think I'm selling them? Like, we get all of those limiting beliefs in our head, and then we chicken out and we don't do it. But if we say no, in my first 30 days as coach, I'm going to help 3 people get started because that's going to cover my own costs for me. And that's also going to help 3 people feel as awesome as I do. I'm going to do this. And you just set that goal. You're then more intentional and you're more likely to accomplish it. And so that's why I like to ask new coaches to set goals because number one, I believe right now you are more than equipped to do that. I don't think you need to know anything other than what you know right now, which is your own experience with your challenge group, which is your own experience with the programs and the products. Like that's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything else, but it always helps to push ourselves. I know when I started my journey as a coach, it felt really good for the first time in a long time because I was a teacher for how many years at that point? Like 10, 11 years at that point. It felt really good to be in charge of myself in this way, to set my own goals, to work towards something I wanted and that I believed in, and I was willing to like push myself out of my comfort zone to do that. It felt really good to like have ownership of myself in this way. And so I really appreciated the push and being able to set those kinds of goals. So these are not necessarily like over the top, but they're really awesome goals. Okay. And you get to decide if this is something you want to do. So in the first 30 days that you're a coach, it would be really awesome if you could cover your own costs by helping 3 people get started the same way that you did. So like with a challenge pack, right? Because that's the total solution. Not just with BOD, but like with everything, get them started on the total solution so they can try this journey the way that you're doing this journey. And then they can decide if this is something that they love or not, right? But if somebody just gets BOD, they're not getting the full experience. Like if somebody just or just jumps in your group and they just have a trial, that's cool. But at some point we want to make sure they have everything they need, like, UPF or 2D mindset or Shakeology, so they can really like fully put skin in the game and see what this is all about. So I would challenge yourself with that. And then also to give yourself your first business promotion. And I say it that way because it really is a choice, which means, and we'll get into this later and not necessarily all on this call tonight, which would mean you're advancing to Emerald, which would mean maybe 2 of those people who enrolled are enrolling as coaches as well. And so then the first 60 days help 3 more people. You're building a huge, awesome foundation by doing that. And then maybe giving yourself another promotion, right? And that would be maybe helping a couple of the people that you signed up do the same thing and duplicate that. And maybe then them becoming Emerald. And don't think I'm crazy because this is all extremely possible. And then in your first 90 days, your first 3 months, maybe help 3 people again or 5 people again. You just keep duplicating the process. And then you give yourself another promotion, which would be maybe diamonds, which is where you just keep adding a few coaches to your team. I know when I started, my goal was always to maybe help enroll 2 people that was starting with me as a coach, and then maybe 2 or 3 people as clients. And I can tell you more about who do you ask to be a coach and all that later. But most people are very interested in being a part of this community. Most people are very interested in getting discounts on their products. Most people are very interested in just making a commitment, like not just doing something for 30 days and quitting again, like a gym membership. And so the accountability and the long-term results you get from doing these programs over and over again or trying the next new thing is so awesome and so great. And so a lot of people are very interested in being coaches, maybe not to be business builders at first, but just for the sheer accountability, for the discount that they get, and for the community they get to be a part of. That's honestly why I said yes. I was like, give me a discount and I want to be a part of whatever that is, but I don't know about this business thing yet. So most people want to enroll as coaches because they want to be a part of something. And especially right now, community is everything. Oh, where's my picture? Maybe it'll show up if I click again. No, it didn't. There's a really nice photo here, but you don't see it right now. So I definitely want to make sure that you all know that you can connect with our team at least twice a month. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to move you guys around on my screen. And I definitely want you to put this on your calendar. And for my West Coast peeps, this is kind of early for you, so I get it, but I would love to see you on one of these. Is that the right time, Randy? If it's 9 a.m. here, is it? So yeah, okay. Yeah, you can do that on a Saturday. That's the first thing that you want to do is get up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Okay, but twice a month, our team is having a sweaty Saturday. And that's where we're getting on a Zoom as a team and we're just filling each other up with all kinds of motivation and inspiration. We're recognizing teammates. We do teammates of the week and coaches of the week. But we're also doing a live workout. And a live workout meaning like one of our own coach teammates is teaching like a group exercise class via Zoom, and we're all on there doing it. Because we have so many people on our team that are fitness focused and have certifications, and so we were just taking advantage of their skills, and we do that, and it's so much fun. So I just kind of want you to know that that's something cool and unique that our team does that I would love to see you guys be on. If you go to our Fit Fighter Nation page on Facebook and click on events, you will see all of the info that you need. So the main way that we communicate with our downline is on Facebook, and that's kind of like in the world of Beachbody. Facebook is you almost want, like a lot of us build our accounts or our businesses on Instagram. Some people do it on Facebook. But Facebook is kind of like the business hub of Beachbody. That's where there's lots of coaching groups and mastermind groups. That's where team pages are. Because right now in the world of social media, like that's the best place where a group can meet up and house information and whatnot. And so that's in the world of social media. Facebook is mainly kind of looked at as a business communication tool. So just kind of get used to using Facebook or having a Facebook account. And if you only want to use it for the business stuff or the team stuff, then do that. You don't have to use it to grow your business. I know a lot of people are still doing that. But yeah, we have those on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays, and they're just super fun. And I would love for you to be part of it. As coaches, we have what are called, and I love this because it gives us direction, it gives us focus, the 4 vital behaviors. So it's kind of like, you know, the vital behaviors of a health and wellness journey. If you want results, right? You work out, you have great nutrition, you drink enough water, you get enough sleep, wash, rinse, repeat, right? Like those 4 behaviors of wellness will help us get results. Okay, and whatever that means. Well, we also have 4 vital behaviors of coaching, and I'm not going to teach them to you tonight. I'm just going to overview them, okay? Because I think that this is just good to know. Like, this is what successful coaches have been doing over time. This is what I've been doing over and over again, every single day, every single week, every single month for 8 years. And I mean, our business is to a place where, you know, it's very sustainable, it's long lasting, it's 6 figures, insert income disclaimer. We've worked super hard for it, but you know, like we've been able to like build an awesome business with this process over and over again. And by refining it and getting better at it and feeling comfortable with it and finding my own groove with it. Coaching will look differently for everybody in the way that they do it, the way that they show up on social media, the way that they invite, the way that they have groups, right? It'll look different for everyone. Everyone will find their own way of doing it. But at the end of the day, these are the same vital behaviors of successful coaches. They're always proof that the products work. We're on our journey. We're doing 3-day refreshes. We're doing programs. We're drinking our shakes. We're using the products. Okay. And over time, I slowly introduce more. Like I use Digestive Boost and collagen and Power Greens. Like I use almost all of the products and I love them all, but I didn't always. I started out with Shakeology and a fitness program. And then eventually I started using the containers, right? Like it was just kind of a slow process of integrating them into my lifestyle until that's like like part of us. We don't even have to think about it. We also invite, we connect, we invite, we follow up. So we're talking to people. Okay. We're inviting people. So we're growing our network. Okay. So, I mean, I'm from a small town in Southern Indiana where I graduated with 130 kids in my graduating class. And so very small place in the world. But I've never run out of people to talk to. Okay. Because I'm always expanding my network. I'm always inviting people to do this with me. And I'm then following up with people. I'm talking to people every day, either just getting to know them or inviting them, giving them info, or seeing, hey, were you still interested? Okay. Getting people results, huge vital behavior. Because in my opinion, the work starts once someone says yes. Like, I'm not just out here hustling for a yes. I'm out here also hustling to help people, right? To make sure like that, to meet people where they are, to do these kinds of things with you guys, right? To help you people get results on their health and wellness journey, but also in their business. Like, huge vital behavior. So the work starts when someone says yes. Like, that honestly is the best part. And then the last thing is that we do personal growth and development. And this was the part that I was so like, it was the hardest for me to work into my life because I was so busy and I couldn't, every time I sat down to like read a book, I would fall asleep. And so I started listening to YouTube videos, motivational YouTube videos, listening to books on Audible. But the thing of it is that this business is being a coach in general, no matter like how, if you're building a business or not, just being a great coach and just wearing that title really does mean that you're working on yourself inside and out. It's not just fitness, it's not just nutrition, but it's also becoming that next version, better version of yourself, or who you're meant to be in the first place. And that comes from personal growth, and it comes from business growth. Like, I was an English teacher with a sociology minor, and then went to grad school to get a master's in counseling. Like, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing. I had a Facebook page. I didn't have Instagram at the time. I don't really know. I think there was Instagram, but like, I was like so not social media savvy or anything. I didn't even have a MySpace when that was cool, like way back. But like, I had 100, maybe 100 friends on Facebook. I was private. I didn't post anything. And then everyone's like, post on social. And I'm like, what? But I've learned everything, not because my coach taught me, but because I paid attention. But I also made it a point to learn, to enroll in classes, like virtual classes. Like, you see Chalene Johnson teaching 5-day courses. You see Bob Heilig doing free calls with our team last night. You see business coaches, you see network marketing professionals, you see social media gurus, right? You can get on Instagram and learn, or get on YouTube and learn how to do Instagram reels. Like, you are just a learner. You're taking in knowledge and information about business, about network marketing, about social media, but you're also learning about yourself. Like, I read personal growth books in the morning, like about, like Fear is My Homeboy, Own Your Everyday, devotionals, things like that. Just making yourself a more well-rounded person, because we're going to hear no a lot. We're going to have disappointments, rejection, setbacks, limiting beliefs, all kinds of things, obstacles, mountains to climb that maybe we've never done in our lives before. And it takes armor. It takes building up, like a toolbox of your own to be able to do those kinds of things. And doing personal growth and development makes that like so much easier to manage. And I'm so thankful for my personal growth journey, because I feel like right now in our current climate, I would be in a way different place, and I probably feel like you feel that way, even just having your, like, being a coach and just having this tribe. Like, I'm waking up with more purpose now than maybe if I didn't have this, same thing with personal growth and development. So anyway, there's some great info here when you have the PDF. And your goal would be to help 3 people each month using these vital behaviors. But again, this is not something, I don't feel like you have to like jump right in and have all the tools in your toolkit. Just knowing this, right? These are vital behaviors. You don't need a tracking system. You don't need all these like over complicated systems yet. You just need to be like, I just want to help 3 people. Okay. Like that's all we need to know. Okay. Right now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a few things, and then I'm going to stop. Okay. So a couple more things here. So get and stay connected. Okay. So as a coach, on Facebook, you would want to follow the Team Beachbody Coach 411 page. If you're on Instagram, same thing. Team Beachbody Coach, TBB Coach. That's where there's a lot of just great info that's shared. I access that probably once or twice a week There's great graphics. There's great info about new products coming. Like, for example, in September, we're launching our seasonal flavor pumpkin spice Shakeology. That info is there, right? Like, just kind of some of those basic things are there. So those are just great places to follow. But also on our team specifically, there's some things just to kind of know about. So the overall, the company has what they call a national wake up call, which is like like I guess what we would normally call like a company conference call, but it's like way cooler than that. Every single Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And that's where corporate has selected a top coach who's doing something really great right now to just share their tips on what's working for them. What I love about those calls is you always hear their startup story, and it's always so relatable, or there's something you learn. You're like, oh my gosh, that was so me too. Or they've been a coach for 1 year and they've done all these things, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can do it too. And so, but those all are Facebook Lives on that Team Beachbody Coach Facebook page. But also we have a podcast, a coach podcast, where they will upload those to them later. So while you're driving, you can listen to the podcast, or whatever. It doesn't matter how you access it, but those happen every Monday. And I will have to kind of insert a personal story there, is that, again, when I was a new coach, I kind of was like, I didn't know exactly how to plug in, but I knew about this, the wake up call. And I didn't have really a larger team that I felt like I was a part of or anything like that. And so I never missed a national wake up call. And I would always listen to them later on Saturdays when I was cleaning our house, and would just like listen to them while everybody else like left me alone. And that's where I just kind of was inspired and learned so much. And so those were really pivotal for me. And they always keep me every single week, my fire going, my purpose just like super clear. But catching those is a really important part of just staying connected. And again, it doesn't matter if you listen to them on Monday. It's a great way to start your week, but you can listen to them whenever, like going to that Facebook page. Facebook Lives are always there, or just tuning into the podcast, and it's always there. Our team has one big downline call a month, and usually I'm leading that. Sometimes I'll have a guest speak to that, but I usually have a theme of the month and speak to that. But they're the first Monday of every month, and they're at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, except for next month, because the first Monday is Labor Day. So I don't mean to confuse you. So I'm going to do it on Tuesday, September 1st instead. So heads up on that. But I was like, yeah, I don't want to do it, whatever. You know, scheduling issues, I had to be flexible. So we're doing it on Tuesday, September 1st next month. But I always put those as an event and on our Facebook page, on the Fit Fighter Nation Facebook page. I make our team calls an event. That's where the Zoom link is, all that kind of stuff. So normally, when a holiday doesn't fall on the first Monday, like Labor Day does, I'm having them the first Monday of the month. And the times can change a little bit, but right now they're at 8:30. Okay. So I also included my cell phone, because I know that sometimes, like, I'm not always seeing an Instagram message or a Facebook message, but like if you have an emergency or somebody's like, you know, like, Hillary, I want to do this right now. And you're like, I have no idea what to do next, right? Text me. That's totally fine for you guys to reach out and text me if you have a question, and really urgent question, or you're like, somebody wants to get started, the deadline's tonight or whatever, you know, like you can totally text me. Okay. Unless it's like, you know, midnight or something like that. And then I also have included in a link to how to achieve your first promotion of Emerald and what that looks like. All right, now I'm very excited. Okay, we're going to go to the coach office next. Okay, all right. So, okay, I'm going to just kind of tell you what we're doing, and you don't have to do these things tonight, but I just kind of want you to see them, okay, on your phone. So we went to the coach office on our phones. So hopefully you're still in there. Okay, so we went to the internet. I sound like an old person. We opened up Chrome. I opened up Chrome and I typed in teambeachbody.com. I logged in. Then I clicked on coach and then coach office. And then I'm able to see the mobile version of the coach office on my phone. You can also click the 3 little lines at the bottom. Thank you, Hillary and Carly. And you can save it on your phone, right? Make it a little app. Okay. So then it's always there on your phone. And you can just
And can you show the 3 lines?
The 3 lines.
Oh, all the way at the bottom.
Is that where you did it, Hillary? My tech guru person?
Mine's older, and it has like the square with the arrow right there.
Oh,
this one.
got it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Mine's at the top there, right there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did
Wait,
it.
hold on. And then, okay, that's different. So then you did, that,
So
and then,
yeah, and then after you do that, I just scroll down and it has like save to home screen or add to home screen.
mm-hmm.
And then it just like created.
Ooh, what a nice hack.
Isn't that lovely? I love that. Okay.
Oh, cool.
You can also create a QR code on my phone. That's fun. Okay. Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, so now this will show up on your phone as, okay, this TBB coach. Okay, it should at least. Okay, so there's the coach office. So this is really kind of cool because it's, your office suite. This is where you can get to all of your awesome stuff. I've included a video here of a coach office overview that can go over everything if you want that extra information. But what I love about this is some of the things that you can set up here, okay? And so if you click on monitor my business, okay, you will see that's where you will find all of your customers and their orders. So like if somebody places an order and you just want to make sure it's in the right place, this is where you would go to see all of that. Okay. All right. So that's where you would go to see all of that. If you go to grow my business, okay, grow my business, that's where you'll have all of your tools for using BOD groups. That's our, online platform where we host our challenge groups. Also, that's where you can share a card if you want to go through it that way. But also you see where it says my websites and profile. If you click on that, okay, does it let you click on that? Oh, please. My phone's like not working right now. It's like, okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so what I want you to notice here is this is where you're able to edit your websites. And this is something that you're actually gonna wanna do, okay? Like in the next week or two. This is where you can upload your photo. This is where you can put in your the correct email address you want people to send an email to. Some of those things will be on there. Your bio, those kinds of things. This is now important because of our BOD Groups platform, because when you do get a customer, even if someone gets a free trial from you and they log into BOD Groups, like how you all can probably see your coach's information or my info and what groups I'm running, your customers will see the same thing. So you just want to make sure like you've got somebody using a trial, or you have somebody that got Beachbody On Demand. They are now going to see your website when they go into BOD Groups and see your info and see your photo and see the groups you're running or that you're an admin for. And so you just kind of want to make sure and just play with it. You'll see it's kind of fun. Okay. But one thing that I do want to show you tonight is like at the top of that, the very top. Okay. I should just stop my screen share so I can see you all a little bit better. Okay. So at the very top, now it's like, so under here, under edit my website and profile, it says contact info, bio, groups, and then there's 3 more lines, about and links. So when I click on groups, okay. So it's a place where you can kind of like, I feel like I think they put language in there. So maybe there's something in there, but there's a little box I want you to check yes to. Okay. Right underneath it says yes. And there's a little box. Make sure you check that. Okay. It says yes, show my current and upcoming groups on my coach website. Because Carly's best friend might go to like Team Beachbody Coach Carly, right? And she has the website now, okay? And so they'll be able to be like, oh, she's leading some groups. Let me request to join one of them. And if you don't check the box, your groups will not show up on your website. And so I do have people that request to join. I get a notification. I'm able to reach out to them, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of a good thing. Also, your current customers would want to see what groups you're running. So even if you don't have any, you are at some point going to. And these would be any groups that, like, if you decide to run a group with me and you're an admin of the group, that will show up under your groups. And so any group that you're an admin for, that will show up on your website. So that's just something, a little small, teeny tiny thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about, because bod groups is new to me too. Like, we have not been using them that long. And so I'm just kind of figuring things out a little bit here. Okay. Let's see here. Last thing I want to direct your attention to. So you go back to the coach office. Okay. So click back and then you click on training. Okay. Everything you need in the whole wide world is here. Okay. So literally, you're like, I do want to run a free bod group, or I do want to whatever. You learn how to use it all here. Okay. If you have any specific questions, I can totally answer them. But if you were like to come to me and say, Erin, I want to do a bod group, I'd be like, girl, watch the training. Cause that's what I had to do too. Right. You know, so, and it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. And it's kind of fun to figure things out. Okay. So there's that. What else do I want to show you back here? Where do you do, I'm not seeing on here. I don't want to sign out. The set up hold on. I want to see on this end where we set up our direct deposit. I know how to do it on, hold please. My business. Manage my contacts. Compensation, team value. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Okay. So if you go back to monitor my business, and then you click on that and you open it up, and then you click on compensation, and then down here, my EFT management, that just allows you to set up direct deposit so that when you do get paid, that it's all going right to whatever account you want it to go into. You want to do that because then you're going to get a paper check, and there's like a, I don't know, paper fee, right? With a paper check. Okay. And just so you guys know, like, let's just say that like your friend bought a challenge pack from you today. Okay. Our business week in the world of Beachbody closes on Wednesday nights. Payday is Thursday morning, which is kind of fun. Okay. I kind of love that because it's sort of unexpected, but you get paid the next week, which is kind of normal in a lot of sales-based businesses. So what if you sold a challenge pack today, you wouldn't get paid for it tomorrow, you get paid for it next Thursday. So it's kind of a week later. So just so you know, but we do get paid weekly, and your direct deposits would be made on, you'd have them on Thursday morning when you wake up. So that's kind of nice. We make 25% commission on all sales. So like if someone ordered a bag of Shakeology from you, you would make 25% on that, which is $30-ish. But on challenge packs, you get what's called a bonus. And so those are, it has a fancier name than bonus, but I can't remember exactly right now. But those are set numbers, and they're a little bit more than 25%. So like normally you're making $50, $60, $70 on challenge packs. So when I say help 3, that would cover your costs. Normally, like if you helped 3 friends get set up with an MBF challenge pack, that's going to earn you $150 of commission in those bonuses, and those fast start bonuses. That's what it's called. And so that then covers usually pretty close to your investment to get started yourself, and or your monthly recurring Shakeology and Energize. And so that's why 3 people's that kind of number, because it helps you compensate for your own initial investment and also your future Shakeology investments. Because if 3 people came in this month and got started with you, there's $150 from them. But then next month, then they're still drinking Energize and using, you know, their Shakeology. And so there's the residual commission that you're making on that. Plus you're helping 3 more people get set up. Then that income grows quickly if you're just slowly, consistently inviting a few people and 3 people over a month's time say yes. it adds up, so it's kind of nice. So that's kind of where that number 3 comes from. So there's just kind of a super quick overview of the coach office. Let me just kind of see what else I want to go over here, because it's not too much more. Okay. I'm really excited though, because some of the other coach leaders and I are getting together, and we're making, like, this is a new coach playbook, but we're making like a coach playbook that will be housed on, I think, the team page. I'm not exactly certain 100%, but that will have amazing, like, awesome, just things where you guys can just roll. Like, it's like how to lead a challenge group, and how to help people get results, and how to invite people to coaching, and how to welcome them to the team. Like, all kinds of things like that are coming. So we're working on that, and I'm just so freaking excited. So there is more awesome stuff coming for you guys as well. So these are just some of my favorite personal growth books. Like, if you're like, okay, I want to get on Amazon and buy myself a book, or I want to start listening to books on Audible, these would be some that if I was a new coach, I would have loved to have started with. So Build to Last is written by Keith Callahan, and he's actually a Beachbody coach. So I love his book because it's kind of like a business playbook for Beachbody. And I love it because it's very, very simple, and it's straightforward, and it's just like action plan central. And I love it. I wish I would have had that sooner. I've read that book twice. I just think it's awesome. So I think any level you are, I think it's great because it gives you an idea of just the pulse and the heartbeat of a direct sales business. And that's what this is, network marketing. I knew nothing about it. The very first network marketing book that I read, though, was this one by Sarah Robbins, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. And I really loved that too. She's a former elementary school teacher. So she's also just straight up and very easy to understand. And I loved it. And she taught me how to invite. She taught me how to grow my network. She taught me a lot. Okay. So I really loved that too. Both of those books are like teeny tiny little books that you can read little snippets of and just take away so much. And I loved them. But also in terms of like personal growth, because I do believe in business growth and personal growth and having those kind of focus points. I've just finished Own Your Everyday, and I loved that. And I think that those of you who are younger than me, like, that book is amazing. And I loved it as a 41-year-old woman. And because Jordan Lee Dooley, she's in her mid-20s, I think, but it's just kind of all about living your life with purpose and dreaming big and working hard and just being yourself and unapologetically you in search of your dreams. And so I love that. And then The Compound Effect is just all around an amazing book. It just helps you understand that every little choice you make compounds over time. Like, I choose to get up early and get my workout in. If I do that consistently day after day, it's going to compound into results. And it just helps you see that bigger picture of that. So a goal would be that maybe you're able to do some sort of personal growth or business growth, like 10 to 20 minutes a day. I usually do it when I'm getting ready in the morning or doing laundry, driving. I usually don't just sit down and read very often. I do now, but I didn't used to. I did it all via commutes, and not a lot of people are commuting these days, but doing mundane work that you'd rather like be thinking about something else. Okay, let's see here. I think we might stop there. Let me see what else I have going on. Yeah, let's stop there. Well, no, I'm going to do this. So you guys will have, here's what I'm going to do. Sorry, I don't want to make you dizzy. This will be the last thing. Okay. I know Amy's done this. I know that, Randy's done this too, but this is what I would love to see you guys working on or have, at least in the next couple of days, is just to sit down and make a list of people that you would love to help on this journey. And this was really one of the first pivotal things that I did was actually just sit down and make a list, because this is the list that you'll start interacting with them, connecting, reconnecting, but also start inviting them and see if they want to do this with you. And I said 20 plus people reached for the stars. I eventually made a list of 200. When we're on the go, when we're busy, when we have multiple responsibilities, but we also have a desire to grow this business, it's so much easier to, in a little small pocket of time, reach out to a person that you've already thought of them and wrote their name down. Not where you're like, okay, so like I want to hit this goal and it's like day 20 and oh my gosh, I'm freaking out here. Like, no, like there's no freaking out because you've already thought of people to reach out to. And so before you get ahead of yourself or scared or anything like that, you know, I would love for you to sit down and make a list of 20 or more people that you would love to help on this journey. Now, these aren't people that you're like, I think they need to lose weight, so I need to talk to them. Like, we don't want to be like that. Okay. We want to be like, I love this person. And I think it would be so freaking cool if they were in this challenge group with me. Or I know this person is already into fitness and I know the gyms are kind of weird right now, you know, so I think it would be cool to see if they want to do this with me. Or this is just a really positive, awesome person. I have no idea if they're interested in this, but it'd be really cool if they did this with me, right? Not like you're judging and saying, I think they need this, saying, I think it'd be really cool if, or this would be somebody like, my friend Erica said this, I would love to just go to coffee with them. They're just like a person that I want to be around, like those kinds of people. You know, I remember thinking of my cousins and my extended family members, people I went to college with, grad school with, taught with, colleagues, right? All the people that I'm like, I would love to go hang out with them, because at the end of the day, we're going to hang out with them. We're going to be on sweaty Saturdays with them. They're going to be in our challenge groups. It's not somebody that we're like, yeah, they're so annoying. Like we're not going to do that. We're not going to convince anyone to do anything with us. We're going to be like, come join this. This is super cool. Do you need this in your life right now? And if they say no, we're like, cool, I'll check back in with you next month. And if they say yes, and we're like, awesome, let's do this. I mean, that's just, I mean, really, like, we're not bringing any judgment. We're also not bringing any fear. Like, oh, are they going to think I'm weird? Like, we're not inviting them. We're just writing their name down. And so that's where I would love to see you guys kind of end. And then what we'll do the next time that we meet is we'll kind of sit down and we'll really think about why this business, or why reaching out to these people, or why maybe investing a little bit of your time each day into doing this is going to be something that matters to you. That's going to be something important to you. Because I know that sometimes we can, you know, we're like, what the heck am I doing? Like, this is weird. Like, why am I doing this? We want to know why. And we will determine that the next time we meet. And I think that will just bring so much clarity for you to everything. But we're not necessarily going to get into like how to invite someone or anything like that. That's something that like I will work with my PS coaches on, and then Randy can, you know, help and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, cause I think you're fine and you are fully equipped to reach out to your best friend or to your sisters or whoever you have in your life or on your list, and like, I'm doing this and it's really fun. I think you should do it with me. You know, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. We're inviting people to coffee, and so it'll be super fun. But yeah, so we'll get into some more of like more of the like activities and stuff like that next time. So anyway, I'm noticing the time. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know we kind of got started a little bit late, but I would also like to invite you guys, again, the PDF, I will share it with you and make sure you have this. That way you can download it, review it later. You can click on everything that's hyperlinked and start reading it and watching videos and things like that. Also something you can share with your coaches if you have any new coaches, or you're going to have some soon. But I'd like, you guys can totally unmute yourself and ask any questions that you have. So does anybody have any questions whatsoever? Give you guys a chance to do that.
I would say, well, it's not really a question, but just like the list thing, that is a really good idea, because you're just like already thinking of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So I never knew that. That would have been good to know.
It is. Well, and what I eventually did, I know Amy's done this because I challenged Amy to do this, was to make a list of 200 people. Okay, which seemed crazy to me, but it's really not that hard when you sit down and do it. Literally, this piece of paper traveled with me for 4 years, like while I was teaching. It was like in my folder, it would go in my school bag and back home, and I literally worked from that list. Like, I added, removed people, things like that. But this master Mac Daddy list is like what literally built my business. And so, I mean, if you can keep going beyond 20, do it. because it literally will be the people that you're thinking about. And it's such an authentic thing to reach out to someone that you're thinking about, not someone that's like, oh, I'm going to try to sell her a challenge pack. But it's like, no, like, I think this would be awesome. Like, that's kind of, I want you to always come from a place of love and service and have an authentic, like, desire to reach out to somebody. And that's why as we go on, we'll learn how to grow that list and grow that network, so that every time you are running a new challenge group or we're having a sneak peek into coaching, you literally can say, you know what, I would love for this person to be on my team. And it's so much easier. So yeah, good. Yeah, making a list will be awesome. Anything else? Randy's brother's coming in to say hey. Yeah. He's like, what are you doing, sis? I love it. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording from here. So we'll meet next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, same time, same place, same Zoom link, and we'll do more of like the activities and exercises. So by then you should have the PDF, and maybe you've read through and kind of looked at more of that. You have your list, those kinds of things. We'll probably be able to add more to it next week as well. So I'm so thankful for you guys. So thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate it.